This is a Silk exclusive.
Welcome to another episode of Word Music Dance. I'm your host, as always, Paul the Bull. And today we getting it popping on some Brady Bunch style. We in the boxes. We're, joined again by my sisters. We got, hold on, let me see if I can do this right. Tanea, right there. Hold on. Got Crystal down there somewhere. All right. Make sure.
I could be bottom.
Yeah, and I'm Paul the Bull as always. You know what it is. 2020 vision across all social media. So shout out to everybody listening on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, your iPad, your iPhone, whatever else you listen to. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all watching it on YouTube. What's up? And you already know classes in session. So comment below, like it, share it, hit the subscribe button and the bell too. You got to hit the little bell on YouTube so they alert you when the video is uploaded and other stuff. And follow 2020 Vision across all social media. And get updated there. The conversation continues there as well. People like to comment, joke, whatever it is. All right, Krista, that means you because you wanted to comment on something last time. And, you could have.
I thought someone commented why I don't like Kevin.
Oh yeah, well John asked you why you didn't like Kevin Hart. What was your beef with Kevin Hart?
He ain't funny.
Well, he's still. Well, since we can go there real quick. Tiffany Haddish. Did we talk about that last time?
What about her?
Was her getting booed off the stage or getting live? What was that? That was New Year thing, right?
Yeah, that was New Year. So we didn't talk about her. She bombed.
She bombed. So right now the census on social media is that Cat Williams was right.
That what?
That Cat Williams was right.
Okay. I've seen that Tiffany Haddish Showtime special that she had time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't laugh. She's like the female Kevin Hart. I did not laugh. Okay, I didn't.
Okay.
I think that she's funny in movies when other people are writing and then she can riff.
Mm-hmm.
Her funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you funny. If we give you a line and then you add something else and we all laugh, that does not mean that you're necessarily a comedian. You know what I mean? Like, I don't find.
Yeah.
So Cat Williams was right. This is what you're saying.
Well, I don't know if to get out.
Said, she didn't write Girl Strip. She was reading the script. She didn't write those jokes. She was just playing the part. And he said, maybe quote a Tiffany Haddish joke. And nobody can. So
nobody can because she doesn't have a history from our standpoint of touring and telling jokes.
Right.
My understanding, she's done stand-up in California in various locations in California, but to be considered like a true stand-up comedian and touring, I haven't seen her do too many things. I think she's been on a couple of those. Remember when Bill Bellamy had a comedy show, and I think she might have been on like the Leaders of the New School version of Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she's really like been that public. Like you see Lunel, you've seen Lunel on stage, you've seen Lunel in movies. She's funny. You've seen some more on stage, and I personally think some more is more funnier on stage than she is in scripted comedies. You know what I'm saying?
The older woman, girlfriend, auntie kind of. Yeah.
Right. But on stage, she's still that same older woman auntie. But she's that auntie that when she had that third cup or whatever and she started going, you want to sit and listen to her because she about to tell some funny shit.
Right.
I don't get that from Tiffany.
Right.
Tiffany is scripted funny. She may add her own little shtick to it, but I don't know if she's good with stand up.
Right.
Because I saw her stand up that was on HBO, Showtime, whatever the hell it was that they was running, and I was like, okay, well.
I saw the one. This is the stand up
version of her book. That's what it was.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because even Kev's last stand-up wasn't that great either. The one, what was it? I forgot what it was called, but the one he sold out the arenas and stuff.
The one at Madison Square that I went to, that was not funny.
Yeah, he didn't even have his quotables. He's known for quotables. Nobody was really quoting his, what was it, the really orangutan? Like, nobody, that one didn't catch on like the other ones do. Like, people still saying, saying with chess. And,
right.
And, puts his muffin cap back, and, people still saying nose. The orangutan one didn't really catch on. You know what I mean? So, his star, but if you notice, he's doing dramatic movies now. He got the movie with
well, it's time to transition. It's time to transition because the people have been calling for seeing him do something else. If you're going to be an actor, we got to see some range. We know you could do funny. We got. I mean,
he did a little bit in the wedding movie when he was the designated best man or whatever. It was a dramatic role a little bit. It wasn't sold as that, so nobody went into it looking for the dramatic role. So therefore, it didn't really do well at all because people were just like, "Oh, it's Kevin Hart again."
Right.
This one is being pitched as it's a more serious movie, even though he's still kind of playing Kevin Hart in a more serious situation. He's still doing the joke or the comic relief of the serious movie, but it's a touchy situation with him being with the older dude. So, and we already seen this movie, what it's going to be about. The old dude's going to come around to him. He's going to give him youth, and the old dude's going to bring him up, and or to show him different life, and so we already see where it's going. But now it's just how does he play in that position, or does people care? Because one of the main things that Chris Rock in Top 5, one of the points in that movie was him being that running comedian, and then when he finally made the movie about the Haitian Revolution, nobody cared. You know what I'm saying?
And I get that, but I think that the movie itself was taking it to the extreme because you can really expect somebody to be like funny, and then go so dramatically serious.
But that was the point of it. Like it was exaggerated. But he was saying like when you pigeonholed as being that, because what was he, like a bear or something? And then do the bear, do the bear thing, and he's like, well, now I'm here for the movie about the revolution and such, and they're like, yeah, cool, but do the bear, you know what I'm saying? So, and that happens, you know what I'm saying? People get stuck being the bear,
Yeah.
Kevin's been the short dude, the funny dude. He's been the butter jokes,
right?
So, it's like. And this movie's not the Haitian Revolution, but it's still something more serious. So, we'll see where he goes. But Tiffany, she's still playing the ratchet best friend.
Right.
Her movie, she's still the ratchet best friend. So she's getting stuck in that role and I think Kat said that. Kat said Ghetto is now profitable.
Yeah.
So she's just, she's just fitting it until people get tired of that. She's going to just be that. So,
right.
So, but the main thing was, and even to her bombing in New Year's, it's happened. Before Dave Chappelle's comedy special on Netflix, he bombed somewhere. It's happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the thing was with her was she forgot jokes. She was drunk, I think.
And somebody said she had her iPad on the stage with her or something.
She was trying to remember her jokes or something like that. Like she gave up at one point. She was just like started talking to the crowd. Like she might have been too drunk. She might have been high. Who knows?
Right.
So it wasn't just that she bombed. It wasn't like the jokes wasn't hitting. She just wasn't telling jokes.
Yeah.
She forgot her jokes. So that's even worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it was what Dave Chappelle was doing when he bombed. It was more so, and not to give him pass, but it was more so, I guess, the crowd he was at.
Mm-hmm.
It was also him shaking the dust off from being away for so long. So he was trying to see what hit and stuff, and which is probably the reason why his show was now, he'd be like, I'm taking your phone. Because if we confiscate your phone, nobody gonna know that I bombed anymore.
Right.
I can see what these jokes do, and then, all right, cool, Netflix, holler at me. Give me 60 mil. Because I got it now. I'm back. I know what worked, what don't work, but I'm taking your phone. So You know what I'm saying? So she should have had her phones confiscated. You know, she should have had phones confiscated. You know what I mean? Nobody would have knew. It wouldn't have made the news. But just want to talk about that. But Crystal, you were saying that you had some comments on the whole Seinfeld video.
Well, after we had our conversation and after you posted it and you put in the clip.
We put no secrets out there. You saw it.
So when I saw the clip, he clearly was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable.
You just felt uncomfortable with Seinfeld.
I didn't know that the third person was Ricky Gervais. I mean,
I couldn't think of his name at the time. Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. When we were recording, I had the names, and then when we had stage fright or something, I'm like, I forgot his name, but yeah, Ricky Gervais.
He's in bad company. You got Chris Rock, Louis C.K., and Ricky Gervais. Like, come on. That conversation, I'm sure, went way further.
Yes.
Than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the whole video, if you do want to see it, I just put that part of it. But it was a show that they had, which is kind of like a conversation like we have, and that's what came up, and that was the highlight of it. But yeah.
It was like watching Pornhub, Hustler and Disney have a conversation. Disney's like, oh. And that's how it felt. He looked like Disney, and they was like, yeah. Oh, wait, we don't do that here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel he felt so uncomfortable. You could tell. And it's not because of the N-word. It is because of the N-word. That's the catalyst of it. But I think he'll never be that comfortable ever, to where that word will naturally come out. And to have, 1, 2, 3, how the hell did I get here? Like,
but I don't think that's the only thing that was said. I think it was like progression, because he had that nervous look when they in the clip, but then when it came out and they just started saying it, then it was like, oh my God, really? This is where we going? Like, when all conversations were, because I didn't see the whole thing either, but I feel like the whole conversation was very uncomfortable for him. But then it was just like little things. You know how they say something, you be like, what? And then somebody else would be like, what?
I think he
was at that third thing.
I think it was his show, and like I said, they were conversing like we are now. Don't work with the dance every Wednesday, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. They were conversing, and it went to how bad of a person that Louis C.K. is, and that's when it went to that. And Seinfeld was like, wait, I wouldn't say that. Literally, I wouldn't say that. And they were like, no, you don't get it, because that's how we talk. And Ricky Gervais was like, no, see, that's how they talk. And then Louis C.K. put him on the spot, was like, yeah, we say it in private, pointing at Ricky Gervais. He says it in public, like we say it, like he was like, wait, no, that's how so yeah, it was awkward because Louis C.K. was just out with it, but he tried to put Ricky like, yeah, you say it too, nigga.
Like, and I say, like, I can say it because we all here, and the other person who was like, wait a minute, I don't say none of this.
Right, Seinfeld was just blindsided by the whole thing, like,
yes, he was.
We doing that, like.
Are these cameras rolling? Are they rolling?
Right. That's how he felt. But yeah, so that just want to make sure you got your piece, because you wanted to. I mean to.
No, I still feel the same way. I think that he felt, well, he has a brand. He has a brand different from everyone else that was in that room's brand. Yeah. And so to be that brand in a room saying the N-word, and him not adamantly protesting, but just saying, I don't say that. I don't get like I thought there's going to be like a little line at the bottom. The views of all the rest of these is not my view. I don't subscribe to none of this. And to be in that room with those three people who are risque in their own right.
Yes.
Chicago is not. And so it was
his jokes are questions. Why is it that? Why?
Right.
It's
everyday stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I think he was just probably he shouldn't have been in that room. No way. How about that? Don't go in a room with them no more.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of edgy comedians, edgy in general, our president shut down. He shut the whole government down like he was Diddy on Making the Band, like shut the studio down. And TSA not getting paid. At the time of recording this, so when this airs, it'll be day 19. TSA not getting paid. Other government factions and organizations, their money's running out. They're still collecting our taxes, though. Sales tax still getting collected. And we just got word that there will be the tax returns will be issued out. But we are all presuming it's probably going to be late.
Yes.
But what do y'all think about the whole shutdown anyway? As far as him shut it down because he want the wall, and what do y'all think on? What are y'all thoughts on that?
He's having a big temper tantrum. Okay, let me tell you something. This man is narcissism at its best. You look in the dictionary, and his face is right there with his comb over. Okay, the fact that you are shutting the government down because you want them to grant you the monies, over $50 million to put up a wall.
Yeah.
And knowing his narcissistic self, he wants to stamp his name all over the wall. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, we got Hoover Dam.
That's why it's so much more money, because his stamp got to be on the wall.
Well, remember,
okay,
he said that Mexico was going to be paying for the wall.
Right.
That was his initial.
And Mexico said, "You can kiss our refried beans."
His people were all for because they're like, "Oh, they gonna pay for it? Cool." I missed the joke. Say it again. I missed what happened. Sorry.
I said Mexico said you could kiss our refried beans. Somebody done told you wrong.
Originally, the wall was supposed to be this big concrete wall. Now he wants barbed wire, next fence. Then it's gonna be a trench, a moat. Like you don't even know what you want your wall to be. So
because we got to be able to see who's coming and going. He wants windows.
Because you can't see who's coming in with a concrete wall. You be like, hello.
Yeah. Which doesn't make any sense because if you're trying to keep people out, what do you need to see them anyway? You're trying to keep them out, whoever it is. What are you looking at? What do you need to see? I didn't get that either.
First of all, I know that this is supposed to be the greatest country in all of the world, and I'm sure for a lot of white people. But I feel like for this shutdown to be about this wall that I thought we wasn't paying for anyway, is really just an excuse to we say your name enough. I feel like we talk about him enough. He don't do every day for all this talking about him that we do. He don't do nothing. You can't work at the White House. You'll last there about what? A good week? What are people lasting? About a week and a half? To get one check? You're not gonna get that no more because the government is shut down. You can't keep anyone in your White House. You got people snitching, you got grand juries, you got impeachments, all of these things. And I feel for the government workers who's in office still have to go to a job, and no matter who's in office and how their politics or how their thought process is, that dictates whether or not you have a check or not, is highly they say that we're supposed to get our income, that it won't mess with our income tax, even though if you give us a check, that is illegal, so you can't give us an income tax check. So we're not getting anything until the government is running again. So there will be no checks if we are still in shutdown. And everybody knows that W-2s come out at the end of January. It is what, 8th, 9th? What is this? Okay, so either get it together or tell the people, listen here, you're not getting your checks. And then the revolution will be televised because everybody will be up in arms about not getting their income tax.
So is this the beginning of the purge or the apocalypse or something?
Well, first of all, here's the thing. So if the purge is coming, because I had to get some wires and barbs, and I need some mechanical something.
Yes, because you close.
Oh,
you close to DC. You close to DC. You right there.
Hell no. We get on the flight to Saskatchewan, Europe. If the purge is coming, I'm buying me a ticket. Okay, we getting out of the country. That's it.
The TSA not getting paid. They might wild out too.
So
but this is the thing. TSA is not getting paid, right? Not only just TSA, but all government workers are not getting paid. Mm-hmm. However, they're also expected to still show up to work. So in essence, I'm working without the expectation of getting a paycheck. So I'm virtually working for free, is what it feels like. Mm. Now, two things. If somebody comes here and bombs another monument, that is on his head. Why? Because we don't have any security at the airport. Why? Because you shut the government down. Okay? That's A. B, this is not going to last but for so much longer, because I read on Saturday, and forgive me, my HR brain is lapsing and it's late at night. But in 2013, when the government shut down, I think they shut down for like 2 to 3 days. Mm-hmm. The largest union in the United States stepped in and pretty much forced the government. They took out a lawsuit against the government to pay those employees, mm-hmm. and they had to pay them double for every day that they did not work. Mm. Okay, so now it's at the point where somebody has to step in and let him know it's going to cost you twice as much to pay all of these people that you're not paying now. Mm-hmm. When they actually go back to work, not only do you have to pay them for lost wages, you have to pay them even if they choose to take time off. So he doesn't realize the financial bond he's costing the United States. And at this point, it's starting to affect the stock market.
Do you think he cares?
No. Hell no.
There you go. He don't care.
No.
He want his wall.
No.
He don't care about... It ain't
he want his wall.
He want his wall to
he want the wall. The wall.
Protect this country, America first. Because Mexico be sending in criminals, rapists, and thieves, and thugs, and skips and scalawags.
And what the hell you think we be sending to Cabo every year?
Hey, listen. He said he need his wall up. So, I mean, that's interesting information. That's definitely, see, we getting facts out here. We getting stats and things. You know what I mean? But do we care?
No.
He don't care.
Yeah. And
he don't care.
That's the problem of it. That's the big problem.
He wants what he wants, and that's all he wants.
And he wanted it from Joe.
I will never forget that section of the story they told about his life, when they all about Trump, and his mother told about the story. She brought him and his brothers. They brought him and his brother some blocks, building blocks, Okay, you know, kids were playing with building blocks back in the day, right? So he tells his brother he wants to borrow his brother's blocks so he can build a real big, you know, thing. So his brother, like any other kid, would say, okay, here you go. His brother gave him all his blocks. This narcissist glued all the blocks. This narcissist glued all the blocks together so he wouldn't have to give his brother back his blocks.
He made it huge.
His mother told this story. His mother told this story.
His building was huge.
And she says, they knew he was special.
I'm sorry.
His building was great. It was huge. It was huge. It was the best building block ever built by a child. No one built them better. Huge. Yes.
And then someone had to bail him out to give the blocks back, hence his bankruptcies and all the telling story.
Well, listen, remember, bankruptcy is people taking your money. So he didn't really lose money. He just filed bankruptcy, so they didn't take his money.
So they didn't take it.
And he is the president. Yay, America.
And let's be clear, we still haven't seen his taxes yet. He ain't showed no tax returns.
I can't even.
But Obama had to come up with a birth certificate. He had to come up with his receipts for paying for college.
Yeah.
He had to give blood, a hair sample.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, y'all want to sing the national anthem or something real quick? Pledge allegiance?
No.
I'm getting acid reflux as we talking about.
No, I don't want to sing anything.
Well, let's talk about one of our states in this great nation of ours. A state that's always the swing state responsible for the specific swing votes for our presidency. The great state of Florida, where the phrase "Florida man" has been coined for not good reasons. But this time, Florida man, got his comeuppance. So, as of January 1st, Florida changed the law that drinking straws, in retail restaurants and so forth are no longer allowed on the floor or in the dining area, whatever you call it. Each retail employee, each fast food employee gives you a straw per drink, and you keep pushing. And so this Florida man in a local McDonald's had a straw.
This was the genesis of
backstory. I'm giving you the text that you can think what you need a straw for. But I'm giving you the backstory now, so you're not blindsided by the video. I'm giving you the text. So this gentleman, Crystal, come on back, Crystal.
Crystal, come on, you gotta hold it together.
I swear to God, I did not know this was the genesis.
I'm aware of this part. That's why I wanted to make sure this was known. The law was passed in Florida. I'm not sure if it's any other states as well, but yes, straws were being used for reasons. So they're only giving you
recreation.
They're only giving you a straw for your drink. One drink, one straw. So homie had a straw. He went back to the counter. Excuse me, I need another straw. The female behind the counter told him, sir, by law, I'm only allowed to give you a straw for your drink. He didn't like that. He was unaware of the law.
He didn't like it.
And he didn't like the law. So he thought, I'm gonna grab her by the collar, pop the collar real quick, and she said,
Hey, stop!
It's video lighting up social media, showing a man pulling a McDonald's employee by the shirt over the counter.
So
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
So I just see the video. Thank you for the back story.
That's what I'm here for, baby. Words, music, dance. We give you as much factual stuff as we can. It ain't always, but when we can, I got you.
That makes this even more hilarious
Okay.
than it originally was. So I'm gonna need another straw. Nah, you can't get. Ma'am, I'm gonna need another. She had said, "Till you do right by me, you're not getting another straw." Ma'am, I need a straw. Straw, and she. You're gonna take the straw, this beat down, this ass whooping. You still ain't getting no motherfucking straw.
Yeah. So her name was Yasmin James. His name is Daniel Taylor. Daniel Taylor. Yeah.
Of course it's.
Yeah, and he hemmed her up because he wanted a straw. So the outrage from this incident sparked a few different reactions. The first reaction was, "Damn, she got hands." she was connected. She was like, "Hold on, where you at? Get up off me." And then another reaction was because people felt that her coworkers didn't react fast enough, and not only did they not react fast enough, they didn't help her in jumping him. They felt they were wrong in trying to pull her off of him. And then the manager came and tried to complete the sale. He tried to step in and do what managers do. So those of us with retail experience can understand what was going on here. So a lot of people were just like, "Oh, they should have jumped him," whatever. Well, if you follow the story, you find out that she was actually suspended with pay because initially they were unaware of who initiated the situation. Because in retail, you're on the totem pole.
Right.
First instinct is they're like, "Yo, why is she hitting him?" Manager's like, "Let me manage. Let me come in and try to, what's going on here, customer? We can't get sued. McDonald's is a franchise. I gotta, So later, later, dude was arrested. I'm not sure if she's back on the job. However, she was still paid for time off and all that stuff. But she is actually suing McDonald's for employee safety, or I forgot what the exact case is that she's bringing forth. But since then, there's actually been a strike. There's been a strike in Florida amongst fast food workers, and this is like it just happened. I just found out about it. There's a strike for fast food workers because they all feel that their safety is in danger because of this new law for one, and just they feel like there's just no safety there. So what do y'all think about this whole situation? Nan, you worked in retail. Crystal, you worked in
yes.
retail?
I worked at McDonald's high school. I worked at McDonald's high school.
So, I mean, never in Florida. I don't know if you've...
No.
Okay.
Not in Florida.
No. And the great state of Maryland. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, so first, because you found it funny. What's your take on the law of the straws?
First of all, Florida comes up with the most creative laws.
You don't know what first to start with.
Like,
I'm supposed to let's go to the straw first.
So straws.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Like, so
Mm-hmm.
the law is that in a fast food restaurant you only get one straw, no drink.
In the southern state of Florida, which, if you look at him, you can see what he had in mind with that straw.
Okay.
So
here's my thing. You could go buy a straw. Like you could go buy a straw.
Nobody thinks
Like
of
is the law
straws.
Oh, I mean, if I'm really about that life and I need a straw, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a straw.
You ever bought a
So you mean to tell me you go to a 7-Eleven in Florida, all the straws for the big gulps and the super gulps and all of that is behind the counter now?
I believe so now, yeah. That's the law. That's the law.
Because they usually are right by the machine with the
Yes, the
cups.
big green joints with the little scoop on. Yeah, I think those were first to go.
Yes.
Or if you go to the movie theater, or if you go to the movie theater, you know, they just hand you the cups now because all of the drinks is all in the
Yes, now they're
and
gonna
all of the straws.
Yeah, you get a straw too.
Wow.
Florida,
Wow.
gotta love Florida. The state that's responsible for the swing votes for all of our major elections. America.
Well, we knew, so then we already knew they wasn't smart. They went in the wrong direction all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That part.
So yeah, so now, what are y'all thoughts on the incident, her reaction, you know, and her coworker's reaction?
I was wondering why they wasn't like, I see it in the video, they not real quick on the draw. Like almost like, oh, she fighting? All right, hold on. Well, should I intervene like now? Okay, now. Like she had got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits in. Somebody came.
Mm-hmm.
Damn the hits in. She pulled him over the counter onto the other side.
He was caught off guard. Because right, she got him too, and he was a little like, wait, hold on. It went from her to him trying to control her. Like, wait.
But you shouldn't have been grabbing. You should know who you're fighting. I understand the height differential.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I thought you was going to be in control of the situation. But you should always in the back of your mind when you go to grab people, kind of know, am I going to really like it?
Well, he looked at her and thought she was petite. So I got this. She said it's because of her boxing training. That yeah. I said, girl, where the boxing class is at? Because I'm going to sign up.
Right.
I'm going to sign the fuck up.
Right.
But Amanda Seals' take on the situation was about the co-workers and their response time and reaction to the incident. What do y'all think about her take on Black brothers not looking out for Black women? As Black women that you are, what do y'all feel about that? Naya, you want to go first?
Yes, Naya, go first.
So I watched. Okay, never mind. Let's not put it all on Amanda Seals. Okay. I want to put it on people in general. You got to look at the situation, how the situation played out. Right? Mm-hmm. Like you said earlier, we've all worked retail. We all know that you got to go through that goofy training in the beginning where the customer's always right and service the customer, blah, 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 blah. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And although, yes, we are now in 2019 and we do know not all customers are created equal and not all people are created equal, that does not mean that I have to jeopardize my livelihood and my freedom for anybody else, the customer or my coworker. Mm-hmm. Now, let me preface that. When you look at the video, mm-hmm. when the people did come to try to help, mm-hmm. what I saw were individuals trying to get in where they fit in. Mm-hmm. It wasn't about helping one person over the other. It wasn't, oh, let me help get her off of him. It was, let me get in here and break this up. Mm-hmm. Now, again, looking at the situation for what it is, individuals look at this female and think she's petite. She's mm-hmm. probably near grad because she's small. Okay? That's not to say they were right, wrong, or indifferent. I just think when they reacted, the reaction was, let's break this up. Okay? Yes, Then the next thing she mentioned was the manager finishing up on some customer service ish. Well, at that point, yeah, he kind of has to, because it's a judgment call. Okay, he doesn't know the well, I'm making an assumption that he doesn't know, because I don't know if he was off to the side watching or not. But at this point, this customer who may have initiated the whole thing, really at this point, he could have either said, "Sir, you have to leave," or he could have just given him the straw and he went on about his business. Okay? Because at this point, it's all about diffusing. It's not about trying to determine who's right or wrong and who's this or that. I just got to diffuse and shut this whole thing down, because I have a whole ballroom or dining room of people who are paying attention, and I have staff. Okay? So it's about breaking the whole thing down. What I don't like is when people try to take their personal street knowledge and bring it into all settings, because it doesn't work that way. It sounds great. It sounds like you with the people. It sounds, if that was me, I'd bop, 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 bop. Until it's you in that situation, in the presence of your work environment. And although people may say at work, "I don't need this job, I don't bop, bop, bop," you kind of do. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. So I don't like when people take that stance as they see a picture and now I want to paint this whole narrative. I don't think the coworkers were wrong. And in the moment, I don't think the manager was wrong. He followed what is known as protocol. Because with everybody going off the handle, acting off of their emotions, they're forgetting there are rules and policies, and there's things that need to be handled. Everybody can't just jump off the deep end and go, "Oh, that's a black girl, da 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 da." Okay? We can't do that. We can't. We just can't. As much as we want to, we cannot. We can only watch the video, make a judgment call, and then handle it accordingly. And for me, that's what they did. He got arrested in charges. Yes, I understand they suspended her, which they had to in the moment, because it's procedure. That's just like, right. Just like if she would have slipped and fell in the dining room, they'd have to take her to go get drug tested to make sure that she was not under the influence. It's protocol. It's protocol.
Crystal, chime in.
Did she look like she needed some help? Did she look? I don't think so. Okay. So this whole black men and I mean, we'll get to that in a little while when we talk about but I think that it's been an emotional week for Black people in general. I feel like we
just getting started in New Year.
Okay. I feel like Lifetime knew what it was doing. I feel McDonald's and this girl at McDonald's knew what she was doing. Let's get us all riled up this week. It's the first week back. We all going back to work. Let's have a fight at McDonald's. Let's do this surviving R. Kelly.
Oh, don't forget the slap at the bus stop. Did you see that one?
Which one?
The slap at the bus stop.
Who's getting slapped at a bus stop? Jesus, people.
So I'm assuming it's children, high schoolers, I'll say. And a guy walks up to the bus stop and slaps the girl clear in her face. And then does the 2-step back and say, "What you gonna do? I slap, bop, 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 yada, yada." She jumps up. And she proceeds. Now, mind you, they're not the only ones at the bus stop. There's about 5 other people. And we later find out that one of the 5 is her boyfriend. Okay? But the boyfriend is not the one that pushes him out the bus.
Dave, just went mute.
You touching buttons, boo.
No, my phone was done. There's other young men that were there that push him out the way and like proceed to get into it with him. But then they're like, wait a minute, she ain't even my girl, because she comes through like she ready for war. Her boyfriend was sitting right there. Okay, now, somebody needed to get jumped. That young man needed to get jumped, because there's no reason for you to hit a. And that was what the guys were saying. That's a female. That's a female. I don't give her this. Da 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 da. She da 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 da. So then they go and snatch up the boyfriend and say, "That's your woman. You're supposed to stand up for her." And he's like, "Yeah, no, okay, I'm gonna stand here. But what I supposed to do? What I supposed to do?"
That's totally different.
Okay.
That's a situation where it's the streets. Ain't no my job, no nothing like that. I hope she see the man she with. I hope she no longer with him.
Right.
But yeah, that's totally. He just a punk. He just a punk. That's all that is. He just a punk.
And he is. But that's where her. And I'm speaking of Amanda Seales now. That's where her judgment should be towards that individual. You know, how would you allow, this is supposed to be your girlfriend, you're supposed to protect her. Why would you allow this other young man to come up? Why is she apt to defend herself before you jumping in to defend her? Okay, not at the junkie at the McDonald's, because he's under the influence. It ain't a white or black thing. Girl, give me this straw. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at white or black. I'm looking at somebody under the mindset of, I want what I want when I want it.
Straw. I need the straw.
Give it to me.
I need this straw.
And he got his ass beat over a straw. If you want to get your ass,
She had hands. Salute to her in them hands, because she was catching it.
For real.
Yeah. But, so we touched on it. That's what everybody talking about. So we might as well go there. Surviving R. Kelly.